Hello everybody, my name is Andrew from BrickMeisterZ, and in this video, I'm taking a look at the LEGO Indiana Jones Temple of the Golden Idol set, which is the Raiders of the Lost Ark opening scene. This retailed for $150, which is set number 77015, and it came out back in April 2023, along with the other sets, except for the canceled Temple of Doom set. But this set was retired at the end of 2024, even though I barely got it as a Christmas gift rather recently. So let's take a look at it. Here's our first minifigure, Indiana Jones. The accessories he have is a whip in one hand, and the other hand is a bag of sand. But you can swap that out with the Golden Idol while he's escaping the temple. He does have leg printing at the front that shows the belt and a brown gun called a holster. And in front of the satchel is a printed torso that shows the dark brown coat covering up his tan shirt. And Indy has two expressions on both sides of his face. You can see that he has a smirk expression, and on the other side, he shows that he has been covered with spider webs. And the hat piece itself for Indy actually has hair underneath. This appeared in 3 out of the 4 sets from the 2023 wave, while some of the older sets from 2008 and 2009 only had the hat, but with no hair. Here's Subtipo, and the only accessory he has is a torch while he and Indy are walking through a dark section of the temple. You can see a scared look on his face, but on the other side shows a worried expression. Also, I like the spiders crawling on the back of his coat, and a sweaty shirt at the front that shows torso printing. As for Belloc, this current minifigure version has tan legs, a tan jacket, and a tan pith helmet. We previously got the older one, but with the same pieces as a different color, dark tan. You can take off his helmet, and he has no secondary face expression on the back, but you can take a look at the sweaty jacket as torso printing. And finally, for Javito's warrior, this figure uses the exact same black hairpiece that Sapito used. He has a bow and arrow in his hand, and he has 2 different angry expressions on both sides. You can see that he also has a shoulder blade and a white necklace wrapped around the torso, as well as front leg printing for the olive green apron. Moving on to the build of the temple, this is a remake of the older version when that came out way back in 2008 for $60. But the newer version is a little bit different because of its updated play features and building techniques. This is built as a diorama that recreates any scenes, and we have been getting LEGO diorama sets based on Jaws, Jurassic Park, and Star Wars. These are designed as rectangular bases, but this one looks like an angled base. How it's designed is that there are 3 sections connected with Technic pins on the sides. They also have Technic beams attached on the back, and some extra pieces while you're building up the set. On the front of the base, there's the Raiders of the Lost Ark logo to the left, and you can see 2 quotes on the right, including the first one from Satipo where he says, "There's nothing to fear here." And the second one from Indiana Jones where he says, "That's what scares me." Most of these LEGO diorama sets have printed tiles for the logo and quote, but these unfortunately are sticker tiles, which is odd. Starting from the left of the set, you can see the entrance to the temple, which takes place outside in a jungle. And this is where you'll put Belloc and a warrior right here until they see Indy holding the idol after when he escapes. Heading inside the temple, we came across to this dark rocky cave. What we have is a spider sitting on a spider web hanging from the ceiling, and two other spiders crawling on the floor. The design of the stalagmites in dark gray use cone pieces and a unicorn horn piece on top. Behind the stalagmites is a big slope brick that can be removed to get a closer look. You can see a skeleton tucked away in a corner right next to the spike traps where Statipo was killed. As for the middle section, we have the pit that Indy and Statipo are supposed to get across using the whip. The design of this in the newer version comes with black tiles, but the older one from 2008 is created by swivel bricks to make an open hole. You can take one of the characters by holding on to the bar with their own hand so that they can swing across the pit. The play feature works of how you turn the 2x2 rounded brick with the skeleton skull as a tile on the front. And by turning the model around, you can see how the mechanisms work on the back of the model. And the final section is where Indy swaps the bag of sand with the golden idol. Along the way, you have to be careful of stepping on these stepping stones because the tiki heads with poisoned arrows will shoot out right in front of you. However, there is an unused torch to the left so that the characters can use it to block their shots without getting hit. The design of these tiki heads uses some 3D buildable sculptures in light bluish gray popping out of the wall. And the 2D tiki heads use these sticker 2x2 tiles in dark tan. And I love this Easter egg right there with that Lego minifigure tiki head. Even though this current set doesn't have poison arrows shoot out, the play feature only does that in the old 2008 version. Below the platform where Indy picks up the golden idol, you can see that there is another skeleton crank that you can turn. If you turn a little bit, there is a light brick that lights up above that bigger buildable tiki head. But if you turn it a little bit more, the whole temple starts to fall apart. The stand where the bag or golden idol sits on is attached to a Technic axle that you can move it up and down just like this. But in the original version, it allows you to pull it out with your own hand while the temple collapses. And then here's how the mechanisms for the big tiki head and the light brick work from the back. Even though the mechanisms were a little bit tricky for me to connect. But other than that, cool play feature. After when the temple starts collapsing, Indy went back to the same pit to swing across once again, until he realized that the trapdoor is closing on him so that he won't get crushed. And then the big boulder rolled toward him while he's running for the exit. So here's how both play features work by using their own knob. The trapdoor moves up and down by turning one knob in this version, while the old version lets you push it down by holding a knob at the front. And for the boulder, I love how this is designed by using plates and bricks to make it look like a round ball. But if you turn this knob, the boulder rolls down the curved geared rack connected to a Technic gear. But for the other boulder from the 2008 version, it's just a hard plastic ball with no studs. But it is playable by just pushing down a leaf piece in order to let the ball roll along those longer black bars. But anyways, let's turn the model around once more to get a look at the back. Here's how the trapdoor mechanism works, and here's how the boulder mechanism works. And there we go. That is it for the entire set. This is one of the best LEGO diorama sets ever made, especially recreating this perfect Indiana Jones scene into LEGO form. I love how all the play features work in the newer version, like the iconic rolling boulder, which is definitely an upgrade to the 2008 version. I do wish that the new version should have included an upgraded side build of Jock's airplane, which only appeared in the old version. But LEGO had recently retired the entire 2023 Indiana Jones theme, which didn't last very long, even though they could have done remakes of older sets or other sets based on different scenes throughout the franchise. But other than that, I am happy that I now own the Golden Idol Temple set in my hands, which was one of the best-selling LEGO sets of 2023. So let me know in the comments what you think about this set. Don't forget to subscribe to BrickMeisterZ and turn on notifications so that you don't miss out on my upcoming videos. Thank you all so much for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.